So if you ever come to France, you only need to know two phrases. The first one is bonjour, which means hello, and the second is je t'aime, which means I love you. How do we know this?
Je t'aime. Bonjour.
We've made a sign to entertain ourselves on the bus. We hold it up to the window whenever some interesting person comes by, and we've gotten a lot of interesting reactions. We'll show you the first one. We didn't catch them all on video or photo, but we tried. And so yeah, here's the first one. It was on the highway.
Dang it! Here is a waving French woman who was really bored standing outside of her store.
But those two videos were actually the most boring of all the reactions we've gotten. And I'm going to tell you about the more fun ones. So, day before yesterday, we're in Biarritz, which is this city by the coast, and we went there around 8 in the morning, and there weren't that many people yet, except some of the city workers who were, cleaning up the streets. And we drove by this truck. It's a street cleaning truck. It has a hose in the back, and someone walks behind the truck and takes the hose and sprays the streets to clean them. Duh. And so as we drove by the guy who's behind the truck, he saw our bonjour sign and he started spraying our bus, just, kind of teasingly. And that was kind of weird because everybody on the bus was like, what's going on? Why is this man spraying our bus? And then we drove by the driver and we held up our sign again and he had his own sign. Here it is. Here's a picture. Unfortunately, we can't read it. We thought it was in French, but we asked our tour director and she couldn't read it either. She thinks it is probably in Basque, which is a region we visited, and they have their own language. So yeah, but it was still funny. And so then we continued driving and we passed some other city workers, and there's this blonde guy who looked pretty much like Owen Wilson and Matthew McConaughey put together. So we held up the sign again, and instead of waving like most people do, he went like this. And then he was like, he looked at me pretty much, and he's like, which is kind of creepy, but it was funny. So then we actually parked maybe about half a mile away, and my sister and I walked around the beach area, and we ran into him, that same Owen Wilson guy, and he was walking towards us, and we're like, oh no. And so I was like, okay, bonjour, and then he's like, he said this in English, he's like, I love you, baby. And then he walked away. It was so funny. Maybe you had to be there. It's hilarious. So that was funny. And then later that same day, we went on a tour of a winery in Mais, which is near Bordeaux, and there we parked at some chateau to take pictures. Here's a picture of that chateau. So we're taking pictures, and there are these two guys nearby who are just hanging out. They look like they're on break or something, and I waved to them, all right, and they waved back, and when I looked away because we had to take a family photo or something, and when I turned back, they were flexing like this. You can't really see. Like this. And I got a photo. Here it is. Yeah, so that was hilarious. We couldn't even see that other guy on the left. We couldn't even see his face since it was covered by the tree, but that was so funny. And again, the bus saw that, and everyone on our tour thinks we're weird, but it's okay. So then what else happened? Oh, yesterday we went to Saint-Emilion. I can't speak French. Saint-Emilion. And there is a mansion up there, and there are some gardeners who are tending to the garden. Duh. And so we walked by them and we waved, and here's a photo of what one of the gardeners did. I don't really think he's flexing, but I don't know. It's still funny. He was doing something, not quite flexing, not like the guy at the winery, but that was funny. And then again yesterday, but later on yesterday, we went to, oh my god, I don't remember the name of the place. We went on a river cruise on the Dordogne River. I'll put the actual name of the city right here when I remember it. But it was so hot. It was probably 100 degrees, and Megan and I were dying, and so we went to get a drink, and there was a waiter there who was paying a lot of attention to us, and I walked by, and I was like, bonjour, oh, so hot, it's hot, and then we walked away, and we bought our drinks, and after we bought our drinks, he came over, and he's like, come with me. And so we followed him, and, well, here's the video.
It's orangey. It's nice in here.
It's so hot outside, but this very nice waiter let us come in here and sit right by the air conditioning. Can you see that? Yeah, he brought us right over here. So now we feel much better. It's so hot. How can anyone live here? It's so hot. There's the waiter.
Okay.
So that was pretty funny. And no, he was not gay. He may have looked like it, but he was not gay. And he he liked posing, though. He did that a lot. There's actually this staircase near where we're sitting, and there were columns by the staircase, and he would go kind of do this peekaboo type thing, where if you've ever played with small children, you know that they like it when you go like this, or like that. So he was doing that around the columns. You'd go hide and be like, oh, and sometimes he'd hide and come out and do a pose, so that was entertaining. And he's a pretty cool guy. His name is Nico. And yeah, and then I found out he was sort of weird because when we were leaving, we had to get back on the bus at 4:30 to come to Paraguay. And well, we were leaving the cafe, and he's outside serving some tables. So he saw us leaving, and I was going to go say bye to him and thank you for setting us by the nice air conditioning. And so I went over to tell him goodbye, and he's like, wait, where are you going? And I said, I'm going on the bus. I'm leaving. And he said, wait, how long will you be here? Will you be back? And I said, no, I'm on a tour. We're going somewhere else. And he's like, where are you going? And I said, I don't know. And I actually didn't know. I wasn't lying or anything. If you've paid attention to the other videos, I always sound kind of confused because I don't really know where we are, mainly because I can't ever say the names of the towns we're in. So I did not know where we were going. And he's like, where are you going? Where will you sleep? What hotel are you staying in? And I said, I don't know. I have to go now. And so that was pretty sad. But I did say merci and je t'aime to him, and that seemed to placate him a little bit. So yeah, that was interesting. And then nothing really interesting happened today, except at dinner there's this crazy weird man singing to us, and I have a photo with him. Here it is. And Megan also has a more normal photo with him, and here that is. Yeah, so that's all I have to tell you about so far. Actually, I have 2 more videos for you, and they were shot in Paris during our last night in France because we had this farewell dinner with the other people on our tour, and the waiters were pretty entertaining there. So here's my favorite video out of all of the ones I shot during the entire trip. Hilarious. Oh, it's Rashid! And this got you.
Allez, bah, tu vas prendre une photo avec moi et à vous.
No, it's video. Video.
Ah, tu film? Vidéo?
Yeah, film.
Okay. Alors, Paris.
Bienvenue à Paris.
Oh my god, anglais.
Ah, you say welcome Paris.
Welcome à Paris.
Oh, thank you.
Vous avez rencontré ici avec des serveurs.
I don't know what you're saying. Oh, yeah, anglais.
Welcome in Paris.
Okay.
And after you go in your country,
U.S.
you call me, call vous.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. I had to keep reminding them to speak in English because I don't speak any French, and you probably heard me. I was saying anglais, which means English, and well, you probably figured that out yourself. And then here's my last video. It's just of Abu, one of those 2 waiters, and he liked dancing for some reason, so I shot that because it was kind of funny. Here you go. So in closing, French people are fun. They made the trips so much better though. Without all that, I don't know, it probably would have been boring. So yeah, go watch other videos because this one's over, and goodbye.